Well, good morning. It's actually good afternoon. I lied. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's the 23rd. But we have birthdays today because today is my niece Kathleen's friend Nick. It's birthday. He sang to me on my birthday, so I have to sing to Nick on his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nick. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And it's also Heidi Lily. Heidi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Heidi. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And Tina Smith. Tina. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tina. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all three of you have a great, great birthday. But it's also Linda and Tom Gibson's anniversary today. So, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. I don't know how many years, but I know it's their anniversary. So I hope you have a great one today. Anyway, losing you here. Hang on there. Prayers for Doug over at Jones channel, Rise and Shine Suburban Homesteading. I'm getting easier saying that nowadays. This is still kind of trying to get you in there, but you're just kind of wobbling. I don't know why. Mary called me this morning, and she says, I need a big, big favor. And I go, what? She says, I broke a tooth, and they're going to fit me in this afternoon. And I said, okay. I said, I thought you had a doctor's appointment today. She says, yeah, I'm on my way there now. Ricky, my nephew Ricky, who's my sister Sue's, who's passed, her son, he was bringing her to the regular doctor. So I said, yeah, what time? She says, 3:15. I says, I will come and get you. But once again, like Mary, only Mary, I told her, I said, I'm going to call you when I'm leaving because you never are ready on time. She says, okay. And I says, I'm going to call you about 20 after 2. Let you know I'm on my way. Okay, I'll be waiting. Called her 3 times. Nobody answers. Called Don. Nobody answers. I'm just going to go over there. She'll either be ready and just didn't hear her phone, or she was in the bathroom getting ready or something. I don't know. So we'll see. And then Denise was supposed to take her this weekend to get her COVID shot. So I figured since I'm out and about already anyhow, I'll just bring her. So I was trying to schedule some around some pharmacies that are over by the dentist office, and nobody has the vaccine in stock. So I was talking to my daughter, and she says, well, you ought to go to the pharmacy that, Aaron and I go to, and Aaron's dad, Lenny, that goes to. It's a little private pharmacy. So she gave me the phone number, and I called over there, and yeah, they have the vaccine, and I don't have to make an appointment. I can just walk in with her. So we'll do that after the dentist appointment. I made for my collab called the Monster Mash with Roy, Recipes with Roy. He's got a bunch of people that are doing the collab for Halloween treats and stuff. So I made a spider taco ring. It just seems so much easier. It just looks like when I look at the videos and it looks so easy. And it was easy, but I think I make things harder than they're supposed to be. And then when I was showing the ingredients, I forgot to show all the ingredients. Then while I was making it, I forgot to use all the ingredients. So I have like little notes in my thing. It calls for chili powder, and I didn't put any in. So I don't know, maybe subconsciously I was thinking that Jim didn't like it. Oh, I should have stopped. I'm so sorry. I could have stopped. I was thinking subconsciously Jim don't like things spicy. Maybe that's why I didn't put it in. But it was really good. We both really enjoyed it. The thing that bugged me out the most, though, was the fact that it calls for some crescent rolls. And when I opened up the one packet of crescent rolls, it was moldy. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I looked at the date. I always look at the dates on things. I'm one of those people, I don't know if you saw on my Facebook thing, that I'm one of the people that reaches way in the back. I've worked in a little supermarket. I worked in a produce market. Uh, I know that even when they're putting stock up, they're supposed to rotate and bring the other stuff up front. Very rarely do they do that. So I always reach for the back stuff. And you know what? Usually the back stuff is always fresher. But I always check the dates no matter what. And I know that, and I looked at it even after when I opened it, because it wouldn't open properly. We're getting on the expressway, so hang on. It wouldn't open properly, because like usually you can press it and it pops, and it didn't do that. And then it just smelled kind of funky, and it looked kind of funky. And then I looked on the ends, and it had like little pieces of green mold forming. So I put that in a bag. I'm going to bring it back, get my money back, because I think it was like $2.97 or $3 something. I'm thinking, no, I'm going to get another one. And then I went right to Pillsbury, because usually if you write to the company, they'll send you something. So I'm going to write to Pillsbury and see what they say. I'm going to send pictures of the mold and the pictures of the container and of my receipt to show that when I bought it. But so part of the ring is you're supposed to make like an extra can of crescent rolls to make the legs, to make the spider legs. And I only had like a little. I bought the bigger serving ones for the collab, but I buy the little tiny, which costs a little bit more. But Jim and I don't need to eat 8 biscuits, so you can get like 4 biscuits out of the little tiny containers. So I had 1 container, so my spider is kind of deformed. Instead of having 8 legs, he's only got 4 legs. But it still tasted really well. But unfortunately, it serves 8, and there's just Jim and I. I thought that David was going to stop by last night after work because he had to pick something up. So I thought, well, he can have some of that. But then David ended up working overtime, so he didn't take any. So we're going to have some leftovers tonight. And then I'll probably just freeze it. Because it's like to me, it's like a pot pie then at that point. But you can freeze that and do that. So we're going to have that for dinner tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to make the soup, the red wine beef soup. So we'll have that for tomorrow. Then Jim can have that left over on Friday, because Jim will eat meat on Friday. You know me, I don't eat meat. I can eat meat on Friday, I know. I just don't eat meat on Friday. So, but then what else is new? I had a bowl of Rice Krispies for breakfast, which was nice. I haven't had a bowl of cereal in a while. And Rice Krispies and Wheaties are my 2 go-to favorite cereals. I like Cheerios, but I can take or leave a Cheerio. My kids always were upset because we never had sugar-coated cereal. So when their kids, all my grandkids eat sugar-coated cereals. I guess I deprived them by not having sugar-coated cereals. They survived. That's all that matters. And then I don't know if you remember that when Jim and I went to the Tulip Festival in May of, did we go in 22 or 23? I think we went in May of 22. How time flies. Well, whenever we went, we had bought tulips for Jimmy to plant. And he forgot to plant them last year. Yeah, so it would have been in 23. So he forgot to plant them in October of 23. So I called him this morning, and I said, don't forget you have those tulip bulbs in your garage. And he says, I did forget. I said, this is the month you got to plant them. He says, oh, I'm going to do that this weekend. And I said, you better not forget, because they were not cheap. They were beautiful to see. I mean, like when you go to I don't know if anybody ever goes to Michigan and they go to Holland, Michigan, you want to go to the Tulip Festival, because it's beautiful. But be ready to put up with a lot of traffic, because it's very, very busy. Very, very busy. But it's so pretty to see the tulips everywhere. So I called to talk to him. Brooke and Danny went for her prenatal visit this morning, and she had some blood work done to find out the sex of the baby and just to make sure the baby's healthy and all that other good stuff. And then Friday she goes for the ultrasound, but they've made the decision they're not going to let anybody know what the sex of the baby is until they get the blood results back, because the blood results are 100% certain, but the what do you call it? Ultrasound is just a 50-50 unless it's an obvious, thing. So she's kind of hoping that we're not disappointed because everybody was saying they wanted a girl. And now she's feeling kind of stressed that what if it isn't a girl? So I said, we won't blame you. We'll blame Danny because it's the male that determines. Here, Henry VIII went and killed all of his wives because they couldn't give him a son. And he should have just killed himself. He was the one that was the problem. I said, oh, all I want is another healthy grandbaby. I just want to be a hugger. Yeah, I'm not a hugger. We know that. But hugging a baby is completely different. It's just a whole different atmosphere of things. But so my goal for this week is not to eat sugar again. Yeah, like added sugar. But to really stick with my plan because I was exactly what I before I needed to get to the. I just needed 1/10 of a pound to get into the next set of digits. So I'm determined to lose enough to get into the next set of digits. That'll just psychologically put me in the right frame of mind of staying on track. Because I get really close to it and then for some reason mess up and then get higher back into the numbers I was trying to get out of. So I'm really determined that I'm going to do better this time and get into that set of numbers and work my way down. I remember I was at this one point before I really was putting my weight on. I was at 244, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get more than 244. I couldn't get less than 244, and I got so discouraged and just stopped weighing myself, stopped really paying attention. And then before I knew it, I was almost 271 pounds again. So it was like, oh my gosh, I won't. I just want to get back to the 244 for one thing, just for the fact that I'll just feel better knowing that I was there at one point, even though I was there for a long time. At least I want to get down to where I was before, but little bit by little bit, I'll get there. So I'm reading another book now, A Summer Affair by Ellen Hildebrand. She's the one that wrote the 28 Summers, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This one is more of not my kind of. It's not a murder. There's nobody getting murdered. I only got 100 pages to go. I've been reading a little bit each night because now that the TV shows are back on, Jim and I watch a lot of TV again together. But it's about this lady that has 4 kids and she lives in Nantucket, and she's having an affair with somebody that she's a co-chair of a committee to raise money for the needy children of the island. And she seems to have a happy marriage, and she has a happy life, but she's missing something in life. And she has some guilt related to his wife because she used to be friends with the wife, and they went out drinking one night, and she should have not let her drove home, but she didn't insist, and the lady drove home, had an accident, and she survived the accident, but she came out of it with no filter. So she says whatever she thinks, and so it's very hard to keep a friend because she has no filter. And so she feels guilt in some sense, but then she doesn't feel guilt that she's having an affair with this woman's husband. So, but it's to me it reads like a summer beach read, so it kind of keeps my summer season in check for me a little bit longer. I'm thoroughly enjoying the book, although I don't know what I'm going to do with the book when I'm done because I don't want to donate it to the library because it actually was not a library book. Christy bought it at a thrift store, and it was originally from a library, which they probably had a book sale or something and sold it. But the pages are falling apart. They're all ripped. The binding is coming apart. So even if I donated it to the library, I know they'd either throw it away or they'd probably give it to Goodwill or something. So I might just put. We have like a neighborhood library, those little ones in the neighborhood, like on the block. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Somebody puts a little neighborhood library in front of their house. They build a little stand and then they open it up and it's like a little cupboard, and you can put a book in or take a book out, one of the two. It's mostly for the little kids in the neighborhood, but there are some people that put books in it for the adults. So I might put it in there. It's just down this when I go for my walk. But I don't know if you can see how beautiful the trees are. I was going to take a picture of the tree in front of my house. Hopefully I remember when I get home. but it is just gorgeous. It's just starting to turn like a golden red, is red and gold. Beautiful. This is the prettiest time of year to drive. I know in the spring I like to see all. My favorite tree, believe it or not, is a bare tree. It's like just to see all of the branches and the stems and all of that, the limbs and stuff like that, just to see the structure of the tree, just to see how the tree was formed and how it gets its life, is my favorite tree. That's why most of the trees pictures in my house are bare. They don't have leaves on them. But with that being said, I do enjoy looking at a pretty tree when all the colors are changing. Last winter, it seemed like we had so much rain and cold and wind that it never really had a full chance to develop into the true pretty colors that they can be. And they just blew away and died. Whereas this year, it seems like we have a lot more vibrant colors. But I don't know if that's just because as I'm getting older, I'm a little bit more aware of everything that's going on in my life, and I'm aware of my surroundings and appreciative of everything in my life. More so. I think the older you get, you realize how fast your life has gone by, but you appreciate all the good things in your life. And I think that fall is a good reminder of that. Sometimes you just need a reminder in life of how good you really have it and how good you really had it. Even with all the stress of your life and all the ups and downs of everything that goes on in your life, there's always something to appreciate. And I've had so much to appreciate, and I have so much to look forward to. But all right, well, that's going to do it for now. I'm going to have to call Mary again to tell her I'm getting close. And I'll see if I can get her on. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. She's a ham bone like her sister. So we'll see. So I'll talk to you soon. There's Mary. She says she looks like shit, but I think she looks like shit. I think she looks pretty good.
No, I need to go home back and take a nap.
She's been doing that all day.
No, because I had a doctor's appointment for it.
All right, well, we're on our way to the dentist.
Yep.
She has to stop eating candy.
I do. So say your prayers that I can stop, because I need to definitely. Thank you.
Look who's cold over there.
I could use a blanket.
Whoop, back up a little. There we go. Could use a blanket?
I could use a blanket, yes.
You're too funny. I just think that tree is so pretty. It's just starting to turn. I want to cross the street. It's just gorgeous. Zoom too fast. Sorry about that. Zoom it back. Here we go. Even down my whole street. Look how pretty. All the way down. Gorgeous.